My name is Ben Foerster. I'm a double bassist based in Chicago, and I'm currently finishing my Master's of Music at DePaul University. You just heard me play the opening section of the bass solo from Ginestera's Variaciones Concertantes. As bass players, we know how tricky this excerpt can be, especially when it comes to bow control and tone quality. So today, I thought I would share 3 exercises that I do almost on a daily basis to work on my tone quality, my bow control, and my bow speed. So to start, I always start my day with a collection of long tones. And how I set up my long tone practice is I use the open D string, and I set my metronome to 60, and then I start with a down bow, 10 clicks on the down bow, and then move to the up bow and do 10 clicks on the up bow, and then I go up to 12, down and 12 up, and then go 14, 16, 18, and all the way up to 20. Some people, I've seen some people go 10 up to 20 and back to 10. That's a lot. But for sure I go 10 up to 20 and really working on finding this beautiful resonant sound out of your instrument, and then finding where your contact point needs to be, where your pressure needs to be, and where your bow speed needs to be in order to allow the instrument to just resonate. You're not forcing the sound out, you're not pulling in the sound, you're just allowing the instrument to do its job through these collections of long tones. After that, the second exercises that I would work on would be scales, again with more of a long tone feel, but this time I'm only doing 3 clicks per bow. So like I would do, start on C, it would be like 1, 2, 3, change, 2, 2, 3. And with this exercise through these scales, I'm really focusing on my bow changes and smoothing them out. I don't want any big whips or hiccups in the sounds between the bow changes. I don't want the bow to stop. I just want nice, consistent tone. I always want energy coming into the string. And then as well, on top of the bow changes, I'm always focused on finding my contact points and my weight so that the instrument is just resonating freely and creating a nice, pure, open tone. And my final exercises that I do, especially to work for the Ginestera, is this ability to move from a slow bow speed to a fast bow speed and back. You know, as we all know, it's such a challenge and so important for orchestral bass playing to move from a fast bow to a slow bow or a slow bow to a fast bow. So to do that again, it's just over scales, and I work patterns of long bow to short bow or short bow to long bow. That way I can do it both the short bow on the down bow and the short bow on the up bow. And what I'm really focusing on is keeping my tone consistent. I don't want any sort of accent on the faster bow. I don't want any sudden burst of dynamic on the faster bow. I just want everything to be consistent. In order to do that, you might have to give yourself some chance to take away some of the weight in your right hand in order to compensate for the bow speed that's going. But you just want to focus on a consistent, clean tone through those different bow speeds. And all of that, as I've said, applies directly to Ginestera and this ability to create a beautiful tone through all of the bow changes and the dynamic swells and all of the different speeds of bow that are needed to create just this nice, even, singing tone with tons of support behind it. We never want to feel like we're choking the sound or that there's not any sort of breath or energy behind our sound that we lose, whether that's stopping in between the changes or just not creating enough resonance. So let's recap those 3 exercises that I do to help me play Ginestera. So 1, we have our long tone exercise, starting with 10 clicks on 60 beats per minute, just on an open D string. We go 10 on the down bow, 10 on the up bow, and then up to 12, all the way up to 20. It's really a challenge. 20 is hard, but I know you can do it. Then we go into our scales. Again, it's 3 clicks per bow, really focusing on even, consistent bow changes on both the down and the up. And just really be aware and focus on your instrument and how it's responding and what you need to do if you need to put a little more weight into the up when you're changing at the tip, maybe taking weight out if you're changing at the frog, but really just feeling what it takes to keep your tone consistent. And then finally, on our scales as well, we're going to work on changing from a fast to a slow bow using a long, short note pattern. So, 2 clicks for the down bow, 1 click for the up bow, something like that. And really just focusing on keeping our tone consistent between a full bow long down bow and a full bow up bow. We want to use the full bow for both the long and short, and just work to keep consistent tone so that there's no accent on our fast bow and that we keep sustain through the long note. And all of this will just create the ability to really beautifully shape the Ginestera solo.